Hi there, my darling Geminis. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to your reading for the week of July the 21st, 2025. So, my darling Geminis, we're going to start off with two oracle cards. I'm going to pull you two, which I've already pre-shuffled. They have one Swan Spirit, Time for a Deep Dive. And then we have Release Control, First Quarter Moon in Taurus. So, my darling Geminis, looks like that for you, the energy around you this week is, maybe you need to release a bit of control and take a deep dive. So we shall consult the tarot, my darling Geminis, and see what we have for you. What messages does Gemini need to know for this week of July the 21st, 2025? What does Gemini need to know? High Priestess, love it. Ooh, Ace of Cups, love it. And the Page of Wands. All right. So, my darling Geminis, make sure everything's in view. And so what I'm going to do is give you the meaning of each of the cards, and then I'll intuitively put the reading together for you. So you start off here with the High Priestess. And the High Priestess is that card of, trusting your intuition, going within, and, really sort of, trusting what your inner voice is telling you, or as Louise Hay used to say, your inner ding. So, that voice inside your head that tells you, yeah, you should go for this. Or, if something doesn't feel right, that feeling in your gut, in the pit of your stomach, that, if you have a feeling of dread or anything like that, then that's your intuition saying, maybe you shouldn't go that way. But, you can see here that she has no roof over her head, which in the tarot sort of symbolizes there is no limit. A lot of people say, oh, the sky's the limit, but, that's still putting a limit on the sky. I feel for you off this High Priestess card that you just need to trust your intuition. With that Time for a Deep Dive card that's come up and that Release Control card, I feel that, releasing the need to try and control everything and trusting your intuition, trusting that things will work out, would be beneficial for you this week, my darling Geminis, because you have the beautiful Ace of Cups here. This is your cup of joy, my darling Geminis. This is, your cup of running over. It is, everything you want and desire. You can see all the water is just overflowing, and she could easily dip that cup back into, the water and replenish the cup. And that's the whole point of the Ace of Cups, is that it's, your emotions overflowing here, and your cup of joy, my darling Gemini. So, I feel for you this week that you have the potential of, feeling those good feels and having everything, having your emotions overflowing this week is, what's definitely on the cards here for you, my darling Geminis. So, but I feel that trusting your intuition here is important because of the High Priestess that's come up here. And with that, like I said, with that Release Control card, I feel that you just not trying to control every situation or trying to control the outcome of a goal, wish, or dream would be beneficial for you. I mean, that's sort of the teachings of the law of attraction, is that you put a desire out into the universe and you don't worry about how that desire is going to come to you. You just know that it will. You trust that it will, and that's the whole point of the law of attraction. If you're trying to control, when this is going to happen, or what, what time frame is going to be, or in what capacity this goal, wish, or dream is going to come to you, you're going to push it away. because you are trying to control that, and that's just not the way it works. So I hope that makes sense, but that's what I'm feeling for you off the, off this Ace of Cups is, that it's your emotions overflowing, but, you need to release a bit of control over that. And, with the dove here too, I'm drawn to the dove here, which, symbolizes peace. So, yeah, anyway. Then you have the beautiful Page of Wands. So, pages in the tarot are messengers. They're also the immature energy as well. So, this is kind of the spark of inspiration, my darling Geminis. You can see that this wand is glowing, and the pages are in that immature energy are the start of this energy, the start of the wands, which is ambition, the start. This is your spark of inspiration that you have the potential to look out for, my darling Geminis. It's that thought of, ooh, I wonder if this could work. That kind of spark of inspiration. And I feel it's tied in with that High Priestess, where you're being encouraged to trust your intuition. So, like I said, you can see here this wand, it's glowing. It's that spark of inspiration. He's holding that spark for you. And like I said, pages are messengers. So it could come in the form of an email or a phone call. You might overhear a message which sparks some inspiration in you, or it could just literally be a text message or something like that. Just something that comes to you in the form of a message that sparks the wheels turning, so to speak, where you are inspired to take positive action, my darling Geminis. So if I'm going to put it all together, I just feel that, it's very important for you this week to trust your intuition and release any kind of control of the outcome of what it is that you desire, my darling Geminis, because trying to control the situation or trying to control the outcome will only push it away, is what I feel for you. And with this time for a deep dive, I feel that it is time for you to, dive into your emotions some more. Dive into what it is that you really are wanting. What is it that sparks the joy in you? What is it that sparks the good feelings in you? What is it that sparks that ambition that wants, what is it that gets you up in the morning, my darling Geminis? I feel that is what is happening here. And you are being encouraged to trust that, to go with it, to move into an energy where your emotions are overflowing. Because I feel if you can trust your intuition, this is your outcome. The Ace of Cups, this is your emotions overflowing. It is, that your cuppeth running over, the cup of joy, my darling Geminis. That's just what I feel is coming in for you this week. But I do feel it's important that you trust your intuition this week and really try to release some control here. So yeah, beautiful reading, my darling Geminis. So if you're enjoying the reading so far, please do give it a thumbs up for me. I am very active and interactive in the comments. I will always respond to you. And look, if you've got a message that you want to give Geminis, I don't mind at all. Drop it in the comments. Let's start a dialogue about what else could be happening here. But I will get you final messages, my darling Geminis. Abundance, yeah, here it comes. That is your Ace of Cups, your cuppeth running over, my darling Geminis. No need to worry, they say. No need to worry, my darling Geminis. It's all coming to you in divine timing. Remember, release that control. Yeah, peaceful resolution. So whatever is happening here, you don't need to worry about it. There is going to be a peaceful resolution, and abundance is definitely on its way to you. Perfect timing, they say. Yeah, perfect timing. Unlikely. What I feel off that unlikely when I pulled that was it's unlikely that this isn't going to work out for you, my darling Geminis. The unlikely card, comes up when you have a doubt in your mind because you may have said something like, I don't see that how that's going to come out. And then I pull the unlikely card. That's because you need to trust your intuition. As I said, trust that the universe has got control over this situation, my darling Geminis. So if you'd like to follow this up with a personal reading, the first link in the description will take you to my website. I would love to dig deeper into this. I definitely feel, there's something more that we could, get you some clarity on, especially maybe with this Page of Wands here. Like, what is that spark that we need to, look out for? And yeah, I'd love to be able to connect with you further and maybe get you a bit of clarity on that, my darling Geminis. But I can see beautiful things are on the way for you this week, my darling Geminis. I love you, and I'll be back again soon.